Okay, so here's the idea of a regression analysis. Is there something that we want to predict? So in this case, this we want to delete or we want to predict sales. So we have, geez, cancel that. So we have all these historical sales values, and what we'd like to do is think, okay, if there's a trend present, is there a way to predict it? I'm gonna go to a better screen here, I think. Yeah. So here we can see the different sales, and we can see how there is this trend where it is following up like a line. And so it seems to be there's a trend we can use the number of the year to predict what the future sales are going to be. So we went through three different ways of doing it. We could either go through the regression method to get this. We could use the slope intercept functions if we wanted to. And I'll quick show you that if you want. Let's see, equals slope. So we get the known y's. Well, then what we know is we know these are the these are the values that we want. Oops. And we want to predict it based off these known x's. If you think about, an xy graph where this is your x-axis, y-axis right here, that gives you the slope. And then you need to get the intercept with the intercept function. Again, we use our known y's, the known values that we have, the known x's, and there's our intercept. And so the way we can use it here is we take our x value that we want to use to predict times our slope. Let's see, I'll lock that in dollar signs, plus our intercept. Lock that in dollar signs. And there we go. That's a regression analysis. That's a way that we can use to predict these future values. The same thing can be achieved in one function. I've got two functions in here. Then I had to do functions inside here using those values. An easier method, one I've used many times that I like doing, is called the trend function. So equals trend. Oops. Again, we do the known y's. These are the things I want to predict. My known x's. I want to use the year to predict it. Oops, and I do want to lock all those in dollar signs. I'm going to use the F4 key here to do that. And then I'm not going to lock in dollar signs what I want to use to predict it. So that's the next thing, a new X. I want to use the year 215 to predict these future years. So now I can do this all in one function and get the same thing. So let's go to the pro forma balance sheet. Not the balance sheet, but the income statement. So how could I do the same thing in this sheet to use a regression analysis? So if I'm going to do the simple trend analysis, first of all, let's say I got to have 2015 in here. So I could do trend, my known y's right here. Those are the things I want to predict based on the year of that we were using. Those are the known x's, and my new x right here, 2015. And let's see, it probably thinks we're formatted in a special way. Let's just go with number. Now what? Somewhere in here, I've got a formatting issue, I think. Let's do this. I don't know why this isn't working. The trend function again. I want to use these numbers. using the years as my predictor variable based on a new one. Oh, and I can see that's not going to work. This needs to be formatted as a number. Ah, there you go. Since I had the formatting right, now it'll do it correctly. So that's how you can do a regression analysis. I like using the trend function. It does the same thing as all the other ways, but we can do it in just one function. It's always good in general if you're curious if your regression is going to work or not to use this to get some of these values for it. But we did that in class, and so we'll go ahead and assume that the trend function will work. All right. If you still have questions, let me know. And then maybe if not, maybe sometime tomorrow morning, we can get together. We can talk this over the phone if that'll help. All right.